All right, last thing, man. So yeah, Lakers signed Dwight Howard. What the hell are they doing, dude?
Well, if you've seen the language in the contract, we'll see if he even gets through training camp. Basically, he's going to make it's a really, really low number. Nothing's guaranteed. As long as he's on the roster starting training camp, he makes like $14,000 a day. That's basically his contract. There's no guaranteed anything. There's no nothing. So he's basically at this point where I feel like it's every year he says this, like, I'm all about team. I've been stupid in the past. I just want to be on a team. I don't care what my role is. I don't care what I need to do. I'll do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets into somewhere and causes problems. So
right.
He has to look at it and be like, basically, I'm a bench player. I am not anywhere near a head dog on this team. And if he comes in there and really humbles himself, I do think he can actually help this team from a defensive standpoint. The guy is still a giant. He could still rebound. He could still put back shots. Still runs the floor very well. Dwight Howard's his biggest enemy.
And he always has been.
He always gets in his own way. And if he, going into this situation, LeBron is the guy, AD's the guy. You got a bunch of other guys on there, a bunch of other alpha males, Rondo. If he comes on there and actually plays the role that he actually could and doesn't cause any problems, I think he could help this team. But the chances of that happening and him making it actually through the preseason on this team, I don't know. We'll see.
So what? The Lakers seem to be going big when everybody else is going small. Like, what do you think about that? Are they just going the other way, or do they think like, hey, the only way we're going to win games is to dominate physically? What do you think?
Well, I think that they're who's coming out of the East. It's either going to be Philly or Milwaukee. Okay, that's a team that is dominated by some big dudes. I think this is totally just there from a defensive standpoint. What can we do? I mean, AD, he's a big dude, but he plays much more like a stretch three or a small forward than a center. Shoots the ball a lot, runs the floor really well. So it's not like he's just a back to the basket type of player. Dwight is, but Dwight's going to be a bench guy here, and if you can get a guy with that kind of wingspan and that kind of athleticism to come off your bench, it's going to help when you play a team like the Rockets, who have Capella, who's a big guy. This is more, I think, of a strategy of how are we going to go against teams that do play big, physical guys on their team. And I think that's where they're going to use a guy like that. Because they are kind of guard heavy on the Lakers. So they need a little bit of length coming in to clog up a hole a little bit.
How long is the I forgot, how long was the DeMarcus Cousins contract? That was multiple years, right? It wasn't a 1 year?
No, it was a 1 year.
Oh, was it really? So
yep, 1 year.
Geez, he could be one and done there, huh? With his injury and all that.
Yeah, no, he's DeMarcus
I know. There's a bunch of news too, like the domestic stuff. That guy's a mess. I don't think he's ever going to suit up for the Lakers.
No, I don't think so.
What a wild! He turned down all that money with the freaking Pelicans.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you don't know if karma's a thing sometimes, and I hated to see him keep going through stuff, but then you hear the video of him threatening to kill his baby mom and all that stuff. You're like, dude, some of these guys just can't get out of their own way.
It's tough, man.
They just cannot get out of their own way, and add that on to being a prima donna, and it's just kind of like, hey, you're not worth the problem, man.
No, yeah, right, exactly.
I don't care how many points you can give me, with this many injuries and everything, you're not worth the problem. Dude.
Yeah, not worth the PR, the PR representative that's going to be dedicated to you either. Anyway, hey man, so we talked about what are we about? We're about 40 minutes into this episode. I think we can probably call it there. I think we talked about 10 minutes of sports and 30 minutes of hurricanes and dancing and high heels and Robert Downey Jr.'s height. So a very very successful episode. But that's the kind of episode you get when the NFL is just on the horizon. So hey, everybody, have a great week. We don't know what the shows are going to look like. It might just be me solo, depending on power situation, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And, everybody go out. Be good.
Be good, people.